The taxi screeched to a halt, the back door flung open. A man stumbled out, blinking into the blinding lights of Times Square. He hadn't seen this much light, this many people, in over a decade. Just hours ago, he was confined to a 6-by-9-foot cell, trapped in solitary confinement. Now he was surrounded by a sea of unknown faces, a cacophony of city sounds. His name is James, and he's about to begin a journey more daunting than any prison sentence re-entering society. James is not alone. Every year, tens of thousands of Americans are released from solitary confinement, thrust back into a world they barely recognize. They're expected to seamlessly integrate, to find jobs, homes, and a semblance of normalcy. But the scars of solitary confinement run deep, leaving them ill-equipped to navigate this unfamiliar terrain. They are set up to fail, their basic human rights often neglected. The physical bars may be gone, but the mental anguish lingers. James experiences debilitating headaches, a constant throbbing reminder of his confinement. Sleep offers no escape, haunted by recurring nightmares of his cell. The fear of enclosed spaces and crowds is crippling, turning everyday activities into monumental challenges. These are not isolated incidents, they are the hallmarks of post-isolation syndrome.
Imagine living in a constant state of high alert, your body stuck in fight or flight mode. Imagine the world as a minefield of sensory overload, each interaction a potential threat. This is the reality for many like me, forever marked by our time in solitary. The psychological toll is immense, often leading to self-medication, homelessness, and recidivism.
James's days are now dictated by a rigid schedule of parole appointments, mandatory therapy sessions, and futile visits to overcrowded social services offices. The support he needs is fragmented, overwhelmed, and often inaccessible. Finding a job proves to be an insurmountable hurdle. Employers balk at his criminal record, their fear outweighing any potential for rehabilitation.
I'm trapped in a bureaucratic maze, my every move scrutinized, every mistake magnified. The system designed to help me instead becomes another form of confinement, a constant reminder of my past transgressions.
James, you need to understand that we have rules and regulations to follow. It's not easy, but it's necessary.
We're here to help you, James, but the resources are limited. You have to keep trying.
I'm sorry, James, but with your record, it's just too risky for us to take you on right now.
He's denied basic rights, like the ability to vote or serve on a jury, further isolating him from the very society he's trying to rejoin. One of the most devastating consequences of solitary confinement is the erosion of social bonds. Families are torn apart, relationships strained beyond repair. Upon release, many find themselves ostracized, their loved ones unable or unwilling to bridge the chasm created by years of isolation.
For me, the legal system presents another cruel barrier. My conviction makes me ineligible to live with my family, denying me their support.
He's caught in a heartbreaking paradox. He desperately needs his family to rebuild his life, but the law prevents him from accessing their love and support. He's left to fend for himself, navigating a world that views him with suspicion and judgment. His story underscores a fundamental question: what is the purpose of punishment if it destroys any chance of redemption? The practice of solitary confinement has drawn sharp criticism from international human rights organizations. The United Nations considers prolonged solitary confinement, defined as 15 consecutive days or more, to be a form of torture. Yet, in the United States, it remains a disturbingly common practice. Tens of thousands of individuals languish in solitary cells, often for minor infractions or simply for being deemed difficult by prison officials. The justification for solitary confinement often hinges on maintaining order within prisons. However, studies have shown that it does little to deter future violence and may even exacerbate mental health issues, making individuals more likely to reoffend upon release. The use of solitary confinement is a moral stain on the American justice system, a stark reminder of the urgent need for reform. The story of John is not unique. It is a stark reflection of a broken system that prioritizes punishment over rehabilitation. To truly address the issue of mass incarceration, we must confront the inhumane practice of solitary confinement. We need comprehensive legislation that limits its use, provides adequate mental health care for those subjected to it, and offers robust re-entry programs that support their transition back into society. This isn't just about improving the lives of ex-offenders. It's about upholding the fundamental human rights of all individuals. By ending solitary confinement, we can break the cycle of isolation, trauma, and recidivism, creating a more just and compassionate society for everyone. It's time to tear down these walls of silence and demand a better way forward.